Striped bass and bluefish take center stage here along the coast, but with winds at 20 to 25 knots and heavy seas through Saturday, I got to tell you, the action is going to be literally at your feet. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine, and we spoke in last week's video about the benefits of trolling, the Majas, the Mojos, the Stretches, the Rapala X-Raps. Dandy Pasquale here. At the end of last week, into the weekend, white number 4 Maja off Central Jersey scoring. And that is definitely the case. As we were doing our report last week, we've heard of Central Jersey action, the bunker busting bass action, live lining, snagging and dropping, running those live bunker definitely worked as well. But this week with this heavy surf, the surf is alive with the sound of drag screaming music, I'll tell you. But let's talk about the big story first. Since we're going to be on the beach, let's talk about the viral video that's going around that has so many views right now. It's so exciting. Young Sam Adams, 6 years old, the little man with the trophy 41-pound, 5-ounce striper. You know, Sam is about 11 ounces more than this fish, and he's probably about a bank sinker longer than this fish. He and his grandfather fishing in Spray Beach last Friday with a bunker chunk, Long Beach Island. Young Sam here, 6 years old, skyrocketed to number 2 for the year in the LBI Surf Classic. If you haven't seen the video and you don't know the story, please go to thefisherman.com. I spoke with Don Adams, the grandfather who shot the video. Very exciting. We're very happy. Congratulations, Don and young Sam. It was a remarkable, remarkable catch. I'm very cautious about burning spots. I've done it before and people have gotten upset, and I understand because they're small spots. So I'm going to be very careful here, but it rhymes with Highland, Teach, Great, Dark. Okay? Blitz conditions since last week, off and on blitz conditions in the wash. On Wednesday of this week, my friend Scott Tarnowski, while I'm plugging down on LBI, not doing much, the heavy sweep, well, Scott had the fish right at his feet. By the time we spoke, still on the beach, he had 12 fish by 10 a.m., up to 32 pounds. What Scott was doing, he was throwing the bunker chunks, he said small chunks, no more than a $half size, right there in the wash, also throwing some metal lips. Also, the Avas are starting to work. Tom Siaska brought in a 35.7-pound fish over to Grumpy's Bait and Tackle that he caught on an Ava, and that was along the Central Jersey coast, along that stretch of beach we're talking about. Nick Honicheski, our intrepid field editor, our Beach Talk reporter, he got into blitz conditions earlier this week a couple of times, but he too was throwing those Avas, and I do believe Nick had a teaser on as well. Nick not only getting on the stripers, but some monster bluefish. And again, we're starting to get those reports. Those bluefish are starting to come in. Earlier this week, Jim Corson, a former Marine, I know the Marines will actually tell you they're not former, they're a Marine for life. Well, Jim Corson on the Veterans Day week was out 19-pound, 5-ounce bluefish that he weighed in to the LBI Surf Classic. That was at the north end of Long Beach Island on a bunker chunk, and he moves to number 1 in the Gator division in the LBI Classic. Another big bluefish that was caught earlier this week on the Sea Tiger 2 was Ryan McCaskill's Shock, just 10 years old, and he was out with his dad over the weekend on the Sea Tiger 2 out of Highlands, jigging up bluefish to 20 pounds. 20 pounds, that's a nice fish. Way to go, Ryan. Again, these monster bluefish have been up in North Jersey and part of New York. They've been there, but now they are moving down the beach. So if in years past you said, these bluefish are a nag, well, go out there and catch a 19, 20, 21-pound bluefish in the surf. See what happens. Because what we're seeing now is those big bluefish are moving down the beach. Up in the south shore of Long Island, some of those inlets along the south shore are now starting to empty out all that peanut bunker. Blitz conditions just last Friday in Atlantic Beach, which is just over the border, a fish of 25.25 pounds. A bluefish in the surf, 25.25 pounds. So hopefully that action continues to move south along the beach from Monmouth all the way down to Cape May County. So I got to tell you, if you're waiting for the reports, you may very well miss it. If you're looking tomorrow where the fish were today, you could miss it. That's the benefit of being a Fisherman subscriber. You subscribe to the magazine, you have access to those other editions, New England and Long Island. So you can look on Monday when those reports get posted up there, when we have the digital editions posted. Plot your course, take a look at where the fish are, and try to plot your way along. Also, don't forget, Monday, November 16th, New Jersey's blackfish season opens up with the 6-fish bag. We've had a 1-fish bag limit for so long. 6 fish will be a pleasant surprise. Keegan Rothman got his 1-fish bag limit this past weekend, fishing with his dad Dan, a 6.75-pound fish. You remember Keegan, of course, he's the kid with a sturgeon. The Northfield, New Jersey angler is at it again, and I'm sure he and so many other people are looking forward to that blackfish season with the 6-fish bag. A lot of the boats that have been jigging for striped bass and bluefish, the party boats and a lot of the charter boats, a lot of them will now put some of their attention on the blackfish. So make sure you call, take a look at the magazine, try to get yourself lined up. Myself and a couple of friends, we've already got our boat picked out for Monday's opening, and I hope you do as well. Next week, you subscribers, you will get the weekly rundown in print. All the reports and all the articles. You'll get one more weekly edition of the Fisherman magazine for the season, and then our December issue comes out a few weeks after that. But it's your last weekly edition, and don't forget we've got that dream boat continuing on as well. So go to thefisherman.com, make sure you're subscribing to the magazine so you can enter those fish into the dream boat contest, because historically this has been the week, this Veterans Day week, when so many things take off and things get hot, and that has been the way it's been going all week long. So make sure you get out there on the beach and give them heck. Hey, listen, as we talk about that, may God bless every one of you. Thank you so much, those of you who served your country. I appreciate it. I thank you, and I know all of our fisherman readership and our advertisers support and appreciate it. So thank you very much. And until next week, I really do hope to see you on the beach. Get there this week, because things are going off all along the Jersey coastline, and you guys in Delaware, don't worry, those stripers are going to get to you soon enough. So get yourself armed and ready, wait for it, and make it happen. See you next week.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.